Hello guys and welcome back to the Volks Wizard channel. Today's video you could say is a Harry's Garage road trip for the real world. We're taking my humble Porsche Boxster GTS, not some six-figure press car, and any Boxster will do actually from about £6,000 upwards. We're going to take it through the centre of France to the Mediterranean at Montpellier. We're going to go to the Goodyear test track at Mireval, and then we're going to head east along the Mediterranean to Monaco and hopefully go inland there, pick up some of the best driving roads in the world, like the YouTuber favourite, the Red Rock Road. And then we're going to get back on that iconic autostrada to Genoa and then head north to Milan, Lake Como on the east side, and then at the top of Como pick up the Stelvio and get to our destination, which is the spa town of Marano in the Tyrol area of Italy. It might be Italy, but they actually speak German there, so it's a very, very interesting place. And that's where our holiday will begin. We stayed there 4 years ago when we had the rented Audi RS3 we call Kermit, the green one. Well, this time that's going to be our holiday. We did a lot of filming that time. The filming is going to be on the way there, which should be a lot more interesting. Right, let's get going, but before we do that, let me give you a quick tour of the car because it's not been on the channel for quite a long time. Okay guys, this is my 2015 Porsche Boxster GTS. You might remember from the video where I bought it from the car auction back in December. It's changed a bit since then. This is my wife as well, who you've seen in videos before. Hello. It's changed because the wheels are now black, and I've done a few bits like changing the back brakes, the offside exhaust, but it's been a great car. Would you believe it? I've done 1,000 miles a month in this car since I bought it. I can't believe it, but part of the reason is because it's so economical and practical. We've just done a steady drive down from the Warwick area and it's showing 37, can you see that, 37.3 miles per gallon from a 3.4 litre flat six. That's crazy. Practical because we have two boots. Really long-term viewers will remember I used to have an Audi R8, be perfect for a trip like this, apart from the fact you can only probably get the case in. There's a bit of room behind the seats, but it's just not enough for this kind of long cruise. So we worked out the best use of the Porsche's two boots is to have a suitcase in the front where you can sort of sit on it and make sure you've got all your stuff in there, and that's going to be open when we get to our destination in Italy. For the overnight stops we should be okay with all this stuff here, but if we need to get in the suitcase it's not the end of the world either. So yeah, a pretty damn practical car. Now I'll see you next tomorrow morning when we're in the centre of France and we're about to head off on the first interesting day, which is Montpellier on the Mediterranean coast via the famous Millau Viaduct. So see you then. I know it's a bit of a cliche to come to the old Reims circuit, but it's 28.5 degrees at 7 o'clock in the evening, and it's such a lovely, evocative place, especially in this eerie light. They've done a lot of work since I last came in 2016, I think that was, in a 996 Carrera 4S. It looks almost like a Goodwood kind of place. It's still a little bit shabby around here, but it's got a lot of charm. I've just done some flybys as well. Hopefully I've got some video of that, you might want to hear that, but it just sounded awesome having such an evocative engine note echoing through these old pits just like the cars did nearly 100 years ago. Our overnight stop is in this village, La Bruxelles, and it's called Ome Sweet Home, Ome Sweet Home. The family are called Ome, and it's a husband and wife run it with their daughter, I think, and it's brilliant. It's got 9.6 or 9.4 on booking.com, which is exceptional, and it is well worth it. I'm not being paid to say this, I've paid to stay here. I just believe in rewarding good service, and if you need a stopover, if you're heading towards the Alps of Switzerland or you're going south in France, it's perfect because you're just outside Troyes and it's just a few minutes off the motorway. So we rolled up here at 9 o'clock last night. We got food we told them we wanted, and we sat between some Germans and some French and had a good chat. It was very, very interesting. Had a great night's sleep, and I'm ready now for day two, which will take us from here, just here, to all the way down here, Montpellier. My original plan was to come down here by Clermont-Ferrand, but this, according to Waze, takes 9 hours. Doing the boring motorway takes 6 hours. A little concession is that we're going to cut the corner here and go through Châtillon-sur-Seine, because the motorway does sort of two sides of a triangle. So if we go here, and then we can drop into the Dijon-Prenoir motor racing circuit just outside Dijon as well. And I'll explain to you why I really want to go there when we get there. Okay guys, welcome to Circuit Dijon-Prenoir. The reason I've come here is because when I was researching the Boxster GTS back in late 2021, there was a video by a French guy who did a track day in his pretty much identical spec colour GTS. It was a Porsche track day only here, and he was overtaking all the 911s, and suddenly I thought, you know what, maybe I don't need a GT4. So I just thought I'd come here and see what it's all about. It did host the French Grand Prix here 5 times, and it actually hosted the Swiss Grand Prix. It's a long way from Switzerland. But yeah, it looks like a really modern circuit. It's had WTCC as well, and it's just off the road that we took to Dijon. So we started in Troyes, and we got on the D971, a lovely, lovely country road. It's longer than taking the auto route in time, much shorter in distance, and you don't pay tolls. You can pick up cheap fuel on the way as well, much cheaper than the auto routes. And we stopped in Châtillon-sur-Seine, picked up some baguettes and went to the toilet, which is in the main sort of park just on the main road. And yeah, having our lunch here. We've just got to a place called Grande, Motte, which is to the south of Montpellier, and in front of us we have the Merde. Okay guys, well welcome to day 3 of the Volkswagen Boxster GTS road trip, and this is what it's all about. We're in a resort called La Grande Motte, which I'd never really taken any notice of before. It's just south of Montpellier on the Mediterranean. It seems famous for 2 things. It's really popular with the French. There are a few Germans and Swiss here as well. It's largely the French. And most of the buildings are made from concrete, a bit like Birmingham Central Library used to be, or like the Barbican Centre. But that's not a bad thing. That's actually set out beautifully. It's designed by an architect. Some of the buildings sort of replicate the pyramids apparently over there, and there's loads of lovely exotic sort of tropical trees and bushes everywhere. Yeah, it's a great resort. The reason we're here is because it's down the road from Mireval, the Goodyear test track, where we're going to be tomorrow, so that should be a good day. It's 860 miles from Leamington Spa to here, and it hasn't been too bad. Yesterday we left Ome Sweet Home at Troyes at about 11 o'clock I think, and then we went to Dijon-Prenoir, and after that we got on the motorway at Dijon thinking we were going to cruise all the way here, but at Lyon there was congestion and Waze sent us right through the centre of Lyon on the M6, which, like the UK version, was really congested, but better probably than the alternative routes. And it was good to see Lyon. We got to our destination here at about 7:30 last night and had a walk around, and yeah, it was buzzing for a weekday night. It's yeah, a nice place to be. So today I'm going to do some editing on the balcony, and that's for the RS6 video, and then tomorrow we're going to be at the Mireval test track with Goodyear to test the new Assymetric 6, so see you there. Good morning guys, I think I'm in heaven today. So we've got all these cars lined up here at Goodyear's Mireval test track. The sun is out, the sea is just over there. It's going to be a good day, I think. Okay guys, the road trip day here at Mireval continues with the 4th bit of the day, which is driving a TTS on the track now. So conditions are perfect, the cars look amazing, they're all on the new Assymetric 6, so yeah, should be good fun. Turned it in the nose. Keep the brake. Open the steering wheel and down glass. Trying brake later, okay? Later. Wait and brake now. Stronger. Yes, good. for a non-track tyre. It feels incredible. Okay guys, well it's fair to say day 4 of the Volkswagen Boxster GTS road trip is going rather well. I've just done some hot laps in this 992 GT3, they're going to be in the main video, and I just grabbed the GoPros out of that car and chucked them in this achingly beautiful 458 Speciale. I had to choose between the 488 and the 458, and you've just got to drive this, haven't you? So yeah, look out for the full video with my laps in this very, very special car. What an amazing day here at Mireval with Goodyear. Okay guys, well this is the car park at La Plage. All these are the buildings, even that one there, are other buildings, not the hotel. It's a bit tight. They've got a valet parker. I'm not sure where he actually parks, might be somewhere other than here. But we were lucky, we got here on a sort of quiet time during the week and got the perfect space there, although the proximity of the bikes is a little bit worrying, but yeah. Anyway, let me show you where the proximity of the sea is. And this is, I think, the beauty of this hotel. Not only is it close to the sea, it's also on a very quiet part of the beach. It's got its own little beach bar as well. You get a bit of a discount if you're in the hotel and you come here. Nothing that cheap, bearing in mind where we are, but it's a lot cheaper, I think, than the Riviera. And there we go, guys. Saturday morning in July, and it's so civilized. Now I think we can see Spain, or at least we could at night, over there somewhere. Perpignan, we believe, is somewhere down there. So yeah, you're quite close to the Spanish border, hence why it really does get the weather here. So yeah, anyway, that's the Grand Motte done and dusted. On to the French Riviera. Guys, we're about an hour and a bit into our journey east towards Monaco, and we have found the French on holiday finally. So this is a service station somewhere near Aix-en-Provence on the A7 autoroute, and we've had to probably park about half a mile up there to find a space. It doesn't help either that lorries aren't allowed to go into Italy on a weekend, so they have to park in places like this, and there's one taking up about 20 spaces down there. But yeah, I guess it's what you expect in a holiday resort in July, when the weather is this amazing. Afternoon guys, it's lunchtime on day 5 and we're in a place called La Boca, which is just to the west of Cannes. It's about 32 degrees here, the sun is out, the merde is lapping just here, and I'm having my lunch, which is a baguette, as you probably might expect in France. In a bit we're going to go down the coast to Cannes proper, have the roof down, just to have a nice open top driving experience. It's been a bit of a hard slog here from where we were with Goodyear down at La Grande Motte, but we're kind of almost where we want to get to today, and it's not too late, so yeah, it's going all right. Okay, it's now about 6 o'clock on day 5, and we were heading to a hotel at Cap Martin, just the other side of Monaco towards Italy, and we're not going because the lady who owns the place has told us two things. A, we can't have the car parking garage because her husband lent it to somebody else with a convertible, not knowing that we had a convertible as well. She said something about rain. There's no rain on the forecast, and also she's told us breakfast was going to be in the hotel. Now she's telling us it's in the cafe down the road. I think she's gone away for the weekend. So we're going to head up into the hills, which is actually what I wanted to do, right by the border with Italy. This is a Monaco exit on the A8 motorway. And yeah, we were heading by the coast. To be honest, it's so bloody hot. I'm so glad we're not. So yeah, let's get up in the hills and see what it's like to drive up there. Now guys, we should be on our way to Isola 2000 for the other hotel, but we saw a sign below Turby. We've watched it in loads and loads of YouTube videos, and we just had to take the road up. I put the sports exhaust on, we had the roof down, it was pretty epic. But not as epic as this view, which is just stunning. Okay guys, well it's now 8:30, about 2 hours since we were at La Turby looking at the lovely view. We've driven up to a ski resort called Isola 2000. It's obviously not snowy today, but it's still used for hiking and biking. It's actually 20 degrees here, which is lovely, 10 degrees cooler than it was down by the coast, which is all right by me. I'm not feeling too great because I woke up with a sore throat and it's been pretty bad all day. So I'm looking forward to another day of not driving here tomorrow. I just want to sit in my room. We're in a lovely hotel called Chalet Marano, and it's one of the too expensive, being sort of in the middle of nowhere. Actually, the Italian border, I think, is just over that hill. We're that close to Italy here, but it's no use for ongoing travel because we can't just go over there. Having said that, we've driven up the Col de Lombardy, which probably does continue over there, so I'll have to do some research and see if that does go to Italy. Lombardy is a part of Italy, which I presume is a part that's just over that hill. Anyway, the car's been amazing. Yeah, we had a lovely drive up from Nice, and then we turned off for here, and it was pretty gnarly up this Lombardy thing. Hello guys, and welcome to day 11 of the Volkswagen Boxster GTS road trip. So what happened to days 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 then? Well, as the footage you've just seen was meant to represent, things came to a bit of an abrupt halt. On day 6 we walked into the centre of Isola 2000 to get some food and some stuff for my sore throat. Luckily they've got a chemist, it's open on a Sunday. By the evening I'd lost my appetite and there was quite a lot of pain. So on Monday morning we rang the doctor, amazingly, bear in mind we're at the top of a mountain here. He came within 90 minutes and diagnosed COVID-19 and prescribed some morphine-based painkillers. So yeah, COVID is what has thrown a spanner in the works. Now I've always been very careful with COVID. I actually went and bought hand sanitisers before I came on this holiday to keep them in the centre console of the car. I'm triple vaccinated and I've never had it before. So it's kind of annoying that it should hit me on a road trip that was meant to make up for all the lost opportunities of 2020 and 2021. The sore throat, was not one of the main symptoms of COVID, so I didn't really think anything of it. And I get them quite a lot since I was a child, really. And also after an event like the Goodyear, when we spend all day talking, I tend to have a bit of a soreness. Anyway, so I really honestly didn't think anything of it. What was very lucky though was that we were in this hotel. So I mean, when I was down on the coast on day 5 and it was hot and stuff, I wasn't feeling too great. I just craved to be up here, and it seemed to be the right move. We probably would have ended up here anyway, but luckily we did it the same day and we haven't left. So I'm coming out of isolation tomorrow. Kate, who was initially negative, tested positive yesterday. She's got another, I think, 4 or 5 days of isolation. But basically, we're here till Tuesday, which would be the day we should be back in the UK. Yeah, but the hotel here has been brilliant, and the irony of isolating in a town called Isola hasn't escaped me either. So yeah, if we'd been on the coast and we weren't fit enough to drive and the resorts were fully booked because it's July and it's the south of France, I really don't know where you'd be able to stay. How does that, you let me know, if you're on a holiday resort, like one that's fully booked, say in the south of Spain or something, and there are no free beds and you need to stay there now for another, I don't know, 7 days after you should be leaving. What do? What happens? Now, one big bit of luck is that Kate did the travel insurance with the post office year cover from April, and she can't remember doing it, but somehow she managed to tick the COVID option. Well, maybe it wasn't an option back then and it's been added recently because they're making too many claims. It's easy for you in the UK now to think that COVID is no big deal and it's not worth upgrading a policy with COVID cover. But yeah, I never thought it would happen to me, and yeah, it means having spent 7 days in this hotel with food having to be brought to us. Well, I've not actually been eating much anyway, but you get the point. It's quite a big bill. I'd reckon around 2,000 quid. It's not what I'd call a holiday. I'm going to need a holiday to recover from this. So yeah, having to fund that yourself would be quite costly. So yeah. Anyway, my self-isolation period ends tomorrow, Saturday. I feel pretty normal, not 100% yet, so the self-isolation period hasn't meant sitting in the hotel room waiting for it to all be over. I might just about be able to drive again on the day I'm allowed out, so yeah, I never kind of expected that. We've changed rooms, by the way, to the back of the hotel because it's too sunny at the front, but actually these back views, not too bad either. In fact, it's a lot more restful and it's not been hacked about like a ski resort on the back here. So yeah, very nice. A bit like the beginning of the Italian Job. What happens there? Does the camera do this? Yeah, anyway. So yeah, the hotel has been amazing. So it's called the Hotel Chalet Marano in Isola 2000. Built in 2017, opened in that winter, and yeah, you don't expect this level of hotel room in a ski resort really, because they tend to get quite heavily used by skiers, which just, you know, they don't tend to make them particularly nice as a resort. But this is yeah, it's been great. It doesn't have air conditioning, which I'm not sure if that is a problem. It could have just been me being really, really hot, because I have had some really bad temperatures burning off the virus. But other than that, it's great, and the service has been amazing, which is what you need when you're not feeling too good. Also, I've checked out the Col de Lombard, and it does indeed nip over the mountain, and it goes down to a town called Cuneo, which is in Italy, and it's probably much nearer to go to Cuneo than it is to go to Nice, so maybe we'll go home that way. I really don't know. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this Volkswizard video. Sorry it hasn't turned out as expected, and see you for the next one very soon.